Good evening, everyone. What a beautiful night. I'm very happy to be here. I'm going to sing a couple of songs, preparing our environment, our mind, our soul for our spiritual meeting. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort. Cascades flow down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their heart, with love in their heart. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make yours, no son, a good Christian. Make yours, no son, a good Christian. Love in action. Oh, Jesus, here I am to say, thank you, my Lord, for the life that comes to this door. Your love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all this transformation, we just have to put love in action. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all this transformation, we just have to put love in action.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God. I will follow your path, Father, 'cause nobody's alone in life, and the scars of my destiny will be healed by your love. Disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. As our Master Jesus taught. Ooh.
Another day, another flower, another minute past the hour. Someday the sky is blue, and suddenly we can't see through. And every day is a fresh new start, when the sun turns off the moonlight. We get another chance to choose the road we want to cruise, and on the other side of the mountain there's always a whole new road, the new beginning calling after every end. There are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. there's always a whole new road. And a new beginning calling after every end. And there are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our public meeting. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. And before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn your phone notifications and find a quiet place during this time if possible. Our meeting will have a 30-minute presentation followed by Q&A. Then, after the presentation, we will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. We would like to announce that our public meeting is being retransmitted. We would like to announce that our public meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Concafras Americas through their Facebook, and will also be retransmitted every Wednesday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. And now we would like to invite all of you that wants to learn more about Spiritism. Get to Know Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East. And new classes will be starting on fall. More information will be given soon, so stay tuned. And did you know that we are now offering virtual live gospel at home? The Gospel at Home is an effective support for your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the Gospel at Home study meetings at your home. By posting the chat, you can request it. So please let us know. You are also welcome to include your name or someone else's name on the list of positive vibrations. It can be from incarnated or discarnated persons. The person you indicate will be assisted by good spirits to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. Please find the link in the chat. We also would like to invite you and to let you know that it's coming, the Alta de Souza Fraternal Meeting on May 20 and 21st, and it will be in Winnipeg. The main topic of this meeting will be Charity the Way, and the other topics will include Spiritist Center, family, vices and depression, and the practice of the Alta de Souza Fraternal Campaign. So this is an incredible event that is being planned with all our hearts. So if you want more information and links for registration, we will be posting soon. And the topic of today's meeting is what is needed in order to be saved. And it's going to talk about the parable of the Good Samaritan from chapter 15, items 1 to 3. And it will be facilitated by our brother Rod from Ottawa, Ontario. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will be addressing those questions at the end of the talk. And now we would like to invite tonight's speaker. Welcome, Rod.
Hello, Larissa. How are you?
Hello, Rod. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation.
Okay, I will leave with you and I will see you in the end of the meeting, okay?
Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone. I will start my talking with the opening prayer. You can follow the opening prayer with your closing eyes or open eyes. Just, it's important to try to concentrate for that. Okay. Faithful Father, we begin today by giving you thanks. Your love endures forever. It never fails. Thought there are many ways in which we have failed. We have not exceeded the supply of your mercy and grace. We thank you for the opportunity of being here tonight, knowing that we are just small drops in the infinite ocean of wisdom and peace and love that you are. We ask you the opportunity to propagate the teachings from Jesus as an opportunity for ourselves to learn. And for those who want to watch this talking as to know something new, a new opportunity about the changing, inspired by the teachings about the Good Samaritan. You may allow us for this transformation, as we know all the work must be done for ourselves to reach the perfection as Jesus was the sample. We ask you to be with us today and always, so be it. Okay, I want to thank you once again for the opportunity. Let me just bring in my slides and just to prepare here for the opening. Just 1 second. Okay. Here we go. Okay, as Larissa mentioned, the topic of tonight is chapters 15, items 1 to 3, where we will discussion about what is needed in order to be saved and the parable of the Good Samaritan. And I'd like to start my talking tonight bringing a quote from Mahatma Gandhi when he's saying the simplest acts of kindness are by far more powerful than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. And why it's so important? Because we need to act. The act of kindness, as we know, is part of the salvation, as we will see. And it's absolutely important we pray, but the acting is also important because we will show our transformation. And the item 1 said, now when the Son of Man comes in his majesty, accompanied by all the angels, he will sit on the throne of his glory. And all the people being gathering before him, he will separate them from one another as the shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. We have this fantastic image of Jesus coming back to earth and separate people in two groups. I will start talking about the group on the right side, and then we can understand all the difference between both of them. Then the king will say to those who are on his right, come, you who are blessed by my Father, take possession of the kingdom that has been prepared for you since the beginning of the world. And then Jesus will clearly explain for those who was included on his right side why they receive this blessed of being chosen to receive the kingdom. For I was hungry, and you gave me to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me to drink. I was in need of shelter, and you sheltered me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to see me. Jesus was including in every step of his talking the acting of people, all the help which they provide on that action. And all of these actions are connected to charity. But those people get surprised and they ask him, Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you to eat, or thirsty and gave you to drink? When was that we saw you without shelter and sheltered you, or without clothes and clothed you? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and came to visit? All those righteous get surprised and keep asking when, like when that happened. And the king will respond to them, verily I say to you, as often as you did it on behalf of the least of my brothers, it was to me that you did it. Clear, specific. Every time when we spend something, our attention, our money, everything that we can do to others, and for those who live in extreme need, we will be doing that at Jesus itself. But then, clear, we also have the left side of the equation. And those who enter in the same information from Jesus, they are smiling, but probably they are more like this, right? Scared. And Jesus go over in the same details about being hungry, being thirsty, being without shelter, being without clothes, or sick, or in prison, and never receiving from them any help. And they asking the same, like, when all that happened, because we never see you. We never have the opportunity to have you in front of us. When we miss all those opportunities to help you. And Jesus will clarify saying, verily I say to you, as often as you fail to render this assistance to one of the least of these, you failed to do it to me. All the opportunities that we have every single day in our lives to help our family, the friends that we have in need of a good word, a good advice, someone who knocks our door and asking for assistance, and all those opportunities that we have every single day that we not do anything. Jesus clear saying that you failed to do it to me, right? Directly, clear. And then a doctor of the law stood up him, saying that in order to test him, Master, what must I do to possess eternal life? And this moment of the gospel is also another moment that we can see Jesus as a teacher, as a master, as an instructor, because he did not give the answer directly. He actually made, as a good teacher, that doctor of law think about it, saying, what is it that is written in the law? What have you read it? And the man answered him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. Jesus said to him, you have answered well. Do so, and you shall live. Jesus was testing him to know about the knowledge of the answer. And then Jesus agreed with the answer and asked him to do it. But then another question came. Who is my neighbor? Who is my neighbor? How far, how large is that possibility of helping? People can change, they can be different. I am prepared to help them as well. In the same way, if they don't have the same opinion that I believe, they don't have the same religion, or maybe they act in a different way. They have a different background. Here in Canada, we know we have so many different cultural backgrounds. Are we prepared to love that neighbor who don't have the same beliefs that we have? And to explain that, Jesus used the parable of the Good Samaritan, saying that a certain man was coming down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of thieves, who stripped him of his clothes, covered him with wounds, and left him half dead. But I will invite another people who are much better in storytelling than I am to tell the Good Samaritan story. Let's watch it.
So, there's these two groups of people, and they didn't like each other, the Samaritans and another group. There was this one kid, there was this one guy, and he was going on a trip with his mule, and the donkey has a whole bunch of stuff on it.
So this guy was walking down a deadly road.
And when he looked up on the mountain, he saw, was it two people on a mountain?
He looked back, and his donkey was running away before his horse ran away, and some guy hurt him.
These robbers or bandits came out and they beat him up.
and took all his clothes, and he was just laying on the ground, bloody.
And he was there, pretty beat up, and this preacher came, a guy who was also going to the temple, and he was like, "Oh, I should help this guy, but I don't want to help him. I don't want to go to the temple. Bye." He just walked away.
And just people walk by him, don't mind it, and like try to get away from him.
The last person, he was a Samaritan, and he helped.
He put this medicine on his owie. He got like the paper towel and wiped the blood off.
And then after that, when it was night, he took him to what was it? A cottage? To a hospital? Or what they had back then for a hospital?
He took him at a hotel.
Like an inn. And the guy stayed there for the night.
And put him in a bed and just sat there. But then a few minutes later, that guy had to leave. Then he pays someone to take care of him, like that guy, and then the other guy just leaves. And said, take care of this guy. I'm gonna pay for his doing.
And he made sure that the guy had everything he needed to be able to heal up and be safe.
He went away, and then the donkey was safe.
That is the question. Who is our neighbor? Well, there is a limit for this word. How can we identify the right feeling to find the neighbor in a right way? And here we have the priest came, the Levite, the Samaritan, who was on a journey. And that's important when Jesus said was in a journey, because what's happened when we go to a journey? It means we are prepared to deal with many things. We know the way, we gather in resources, we plan that. We are not just passing by. We understand there is a path, there is a mission to accomplish. And we can also make that in parallel with our life. We should plan our step. We do for many things. We plan our life, the job that we want, the person that we want to marry, for example. Why not plan our spiritual life? Because we know that our incarnate life will end at some point. Are we prepared to that? Are we gathering all that resources that we need to go for the spiritual reign? And what's the difference about the Good Samaritan to the others? Is the way we recognize our neighbors. He was touched with great compassion. That feeling who rise from our heart, seeing someone who is in suffering, and we care for him. And then Jesus asking the doctor of law, which of these three seems to you to have been the neighbor of the one who fell into the hands of the thieves? We have all those three who came. Who was who saw them as a neighbor, right? And the doctor answered, the one who showed compassion on him. And we can search about this word, compassion. I did through the dictionary, and I found compassion is a strong feeling of sympathy and sadness for the suffering or bad luck of others, and a wish to help them. And with all these feelings, Jesus said, "Go and do likewise." Do your acting through the others with compassion, with strong feeling of sympathy. How can I help you? Are you really seeing people? Pay attention with focus, because nowadays we have so many distractions that it's hard for us to even know what's going on with someone who lives in the same house that we live. It's time to open our hearts to have compassion. We can start small with someone close and then go on the street and start singing, talking to others to identify the need of help. All of Jesus' morals are summed up in charity and humility. That is in the two virtues contrary to selfishness and pride. All his teachings are connected to this. This is why he's saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," meaning the humble, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The poor in spirit, those who understand their position. Because what is the meaning of being humble? Is just being what we are. Because we are proud when we think we are more than we are. When we know our position, we know our level of knowledge, we are humble. But when we think we know more than others, and we think our opinion is more important, then we lost that level and become proud. Blessed are the pure in heart. Blessed are the meek and the peace-loving. Blessed are the merciful. Love your neighbor as yourself. And here it's a hard step, because normally we don't know ourselves enough to love ourselves. And then it's hard, because it's hard to put ourselves in another one's shoes, because we even don't know ourselves. Do unto others what you want them to do unto you. Love your enemies. Forgive offenses if you yourself want to be forgiven. Practice the good without ostentation. And judge yourselves before you judge others. We like, in general, to speak about others, judging them, saying, "Oh, they do this, they do that." Before that, judge yourselves. And trying to put you on that position, how you will act. Probably the same, or even in a worst way. We don't have the same history of other people. This is impossible for us to really judge anyone. Humility and charity are things Jesus never ceased to recommend, and for each he himself gave the example. Jesus always gave the example, always in his acting, he's trying to show his humility, his act of charity, his wisdom of not saying, not confronting, right? Always have a good advice to say, a good word to say, a positive opinion that could inspire people. Pride and selfishness are the things He never ceased to combat, never. But he did more than recommend charity. He put it in clear and explicit terms as an absolute condition for future happiness. Absolute condition. The act of charity is the only act that can bring us a happy future. And even in the present, when we do something connect to charity, any one of those topics, helping people with water, donating clothing, visit someone in the hospital, small acting, we feel that joy in our hearts, the warmth, the happiness of helping someone. However, alongside to the supplementary and figurative part of the picture, because it was a parable, there is a clear idea that predominates: the happiness weighting the righteous and the unhappiness reserved to the unrighteous. Happiness to the right, unhappiness to the unrighteous. In the final judgment, what will be taken into consideration in passing sentence? Will the judge ask if one has fulfilled this or that formality, observed such or such outward practice? No. He will ask about one thing only: the practice of charity. In passing sentence, he will say, you who assisted your brothers and sisters, go on the right. You who were harsh toward them, go to the left. Simple like that. The difference between the guilt and the innocent is a simple act of charity. Will he inquire as to the orthodox of their faith? Is Jesus saying about one or another religion, one or another way to believe? Will he make a distinction between those who believe in one manner and those who believe in other? No. Jesus placed the Samaritan, regarded as a heretic, but who showed love towards his neighbor, above orthodoxy that lacks charity. It means our exterior way to show our faith doesn't matter. What really matters is what we believe inside, and above all, our acting. Remember the first slide about Mahatma Gandhi saying, one act of kindness is more powerful than many prayers that we do. Because that act is all our beliefs going from the heart to the life transformation. Jesus did not make charity only one of the conditions of salvation. No. He made the sole condition. The only condition that Jesus gave to us is charity. If there were other conditions to fulfill, he would have mentioned them. If he places charity on the first plane of the virtues, it is because charity implicitly entails all the others: humility, kindness, benevolence, indulgence, justice, and because it is the complete negation, denying of pride and selfishness. All the problems, all the vices, as we know, they have its roots through the selfishness. And the way to eliminate all the selfishness that we still have is through the act of charity. And then from the Gospel, chapter 13, item 12, we have a definition about charity, saying, charity is the eternal anchor of salvation, the purest emanation which comes directly from the Creator, part of his own virtue, which he gives to all creatures. Charity is not only our anchor of salvation, but also is the emanation from the Creator. It's a gift that he gives to us. This is also explain why charity is so important as an element of salvation, meaning evolution. When Jesus established charity as the opportunity of people being saved, he actually saying that through the act of charity, we'll be able to evolve, to go beyond this planet, this incarnation as this level of life that we are having. Because we will be closer to God, remembering that religion, as it should be, is the way we can move ourselves close to God. We believe in angels as spirits who already reach the perfection. They evolve in a certain level that they are more close to God. They understand God better. And they also are here to help because they know the importance of charity and they continue doing so. First with themselves, helping the evolution, and now through all of us, because we still in need of understand that emanation from God. And this is why I'm including here this image to remind us we all can be angel of someone. Because we understand those angels, those elevate spirits, the pure spirits, as a living being who are in the higher hierarchy of spirits. And what they do, they help. They have the love as a guide. Then they go in many places to help people, to inspire people, to give them a new idea, to offer help as Jesus, through the least of their brothers, receive. And we can be those angels. We don't have that high level of evolution yet, but see here what the spirits answer to Kardec on the question 918. By what signs can we recognize a person as having accomplished the progress that will raise him in the spirit hierarchy? Like, how can we see what the signs that we recognize of someone being close to an angel, as we are seeing here? Well, the Spirit said the elevation of an incarnated spirit is provided by when people are overwhelmed by feelings of charity and kindness for all. Charity and kindness. When we are overwhelmed of that feeling, we are close to be in a better level of evolution. And how we demonstrate that? By acting. When we help someone on the street, when we help someone with food, with clothing, with advice, with patience, sometimes when we just stop talking and listen, we are doing charity. We are showing kindness. And the spirits continue saying that they do good for the good sake of doing good, without looking for a reward. And they sacrifice their interests for justice. There is something here that we can do. Probably not all, but in small acting, every day we can do a little bit of that with kindness, with charity. When we see someone who are in need, we may identify Jesus in the disguise of poor. And I want to bring a message from Mother Teresa about this exactly topic.
Jesus very clearly said, I was hungry, you gave me to eat. I was naked, you clothed me. I was homeless, you took me in. I was lonely, you consoled me. It is Jesus in the distressing disguise of the poor.
Mother Teresa said something really strong. She said every poor that she met, every person who was in need, who knocked her door or asked for help, she was seeing on their faces the image of Jesus as using the disguise of the poor. And that was who motivate her helping them and to transform their lives. And I hope that message can inspire you, as I'm also looking for inspiration to be more helpful, to understand my position in this world, knowing I have too much and I give too little, and I absolutely can do better. And for that, I thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. And I'm open to any comment or question you may have. Thank you very much.
Hi, Rod. Thank you so much for this presentation and reflections. Such a strong message, right?
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful message from the gospel.
Every time that I hear this parable, like for me, it's one of the most beautiful parables in the gospel. And even though like it's a story that most of us already know or already heard like many times, I feel that every time that we hear and we listen someone speaking about it, like we kind of get new insights from it, right? Like new learnings. And I feel that is like Jesus' way to kind of, put hidden treasures like in his teachings, right?
Absolutely. You cannot see my happiness when I saw that I will have to talk about these three items, because, yeah, absolutely. Every time when we have time to read it with attention, we will learn something new. It's really beautiful.
And I feel that in the video with the children explaining, oh my God, such a cute video.
Yeah.
and I like that Jesus used like different people, right, to kind of show that, like you said in the talk, is that it's not about like if it's a person that goes to the church, or a person that has wealth, right? Like it really is the intention and the attitude, right? So we can be that good Samaritan for people that are surrounding us. It's just a matter of being conscious and attentive on what is going on, and how can we help. Sometimes I feel that we are just like too wanting to do like a huge action, and we can just do small little things that will just, bright a day of someone in our workplace or our family, and this will already be a kind act, or like an act of charity, right?
Absolutely. I like to use Gandhi too, because he is acting as they are unbelievable but simple, right? All his teachings also are very simple, and that's it. We don't need, like, it's good to go in the church. There's nothing wrong with that, but we need to know that we need to do real things, real charity coming from the heart. Is not only the way we appear, but also, and most important, the way we act with true heart and believing that, right?
Okay, so let's go see. I think we have some questions. So the first one here is from Rodrigo Villar, and he's asking, why did Jesus use the Samaritan as an example?
Yeah, Jesus always trying to find a ways to break certain beliefs and tradition, right? To show people that what they believe as just one side of the being right is not, there is another way. And because again, we still live in appearance, right? The way we see people outside. They don't have that time social media.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. But even though they still seeing people the way they should, and Samaritans were not, they don't have a good image on that time. As the gospel was saying, they was heretic, right? They are not being trustful people. And but Jesus showed for the doctor of law that the Samaritan was the who acts with compassion. And that's important, because it was a doctor of law who asked Jesus about this sample, about who is our neighbor.
Yep.
And at the end, as a good master, Jesus give them the opportunity of saying who is the right one. Jesus didn't say that, right? But through the question and through the acting, the doctor was compelled to say the Samaritan, because his acting was with compassion. Jesus was trying to show us the acting is more important than any social position or beliefs. Yeah.
We have just another one, and it's also from our friend Rodrigo. And he is asking, what is the real meaning of salvation taught by Jesus and good spirits?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Thank you, Rodrigo. Well, Jesus make that completely clear, even when he talks using parables, right? The salvation on his meaning is the evolution, the opportunity of being close to the creator, like close to God in our acting, using one of his most important gifts, which is the acting of charity. See, through Jesus, God gave us the most important laws to live and evolve, which is the gospel. And through all those laws, the salvation is connected to the simple act of charity, without any orthodoxy, any external way to pray or to believe. Just when we do to the others what we are expecting to receive in return. Love our neighbor as ourselves. All this salvation connect to the evolution is just the act of charity.
And like you said, right, charity, basically, it's like a sum of all the virtues, right? So when we are being charitable, we are also being kind, we are also being compassionate, patient, indulgent, and all the others.
Yeah, there's no way to act with real charity being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
For example, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We give our time, our attention. We don't need to speak.
Resources, right?
Resources. Just
Mm-hmm.
listening is
Mm-hmm.
something that is very an act of kindness today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it for today's talk. Thank you so much again, Rod, for
Thank you
this
very much.
amazing presentation and reflections. And thank you all for the participation in the chat as well. And now we're going to move on to the preparation for tonight's spiritual treatment. So, passes is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Passes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with healthy and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefit from passes, please follow the audio instruction or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization, and during the pass, the water that you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family and you can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. So I would like to invite everyone to close your eyes if you feel comfortable in doing so, and mentalize our Master Jesus and our friendly spirits that are here tonight with us. Thank you, Master Jesus, for this amazing talk today. Thank you for the opportunity to hear once more about this parable with so much teaching, with so much good knowledge that we can, and we might need to put into practice into our daily lives. May we be able to see in our surroundings and invest our time to listen to others, to really practice charity, like we learned today, that it is the way for salvation. May we be able to really put ourselves in the position of helping others, helping our friends, our family, and ourselves as well, to really use the gospel as a way for us to evolve as spirits in this material experience. We also would like to thank you for all the benefits that the spiritual treatment will bring to us today and to our family as well. We ask for your protection and blessings for the week that we still have ahead, and we trust that you will be with us today and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil. Washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that
it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
So we would like to thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Concafras Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from the Spiritism Canada and Spiritist group Paths of Light. Have a good night.
understand
love in action.